lovely viewers, my name is Yogesh Onawekar and I welcome you on my channel, The Lifestyle Hackers, where I make an attempt to make a positive impact in your life by sharing the positive thoughts I have when I'm taking a shower. And that's why I named this playlist as Showerful Thoughts. So the new viewers, I'm looking forward to have a very longer relationship digitally with you guys. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button so we are connected and our energies reach a common goal. That goal is full of optimism. That goal is a life full of abundance. So let's talk about the thought I have to share today. It all narrates around an incident. So the thought revolves around an incident that happened just a couple of days ago when we had to step out of our house to buy groceries. Now you all know the kind of situation we are in. The country is in a lockdown. We just can't step out of the house unless it is required. At this point of time, the most important requirement is food. With that being said, I would also like to take this opportunity to share a message. Do not hoard food. Hoarding basically could lead to crisis. If you buy all the food at one time, there could be others who may not be able to get it, and you will get to know why I'm saying this by the end of the incident I will be sharing. So yeah, we are about to go out. We are taking the precautionary measures. I'm very well protected. I wear my gloves, I wear my face mask, I make sure that my wife does the same. I also make sure that the 4-year-old superhero in my house is also well lit with all the necessary equipments. So before stepping out and before taking the car keys, I asked my wife, have you taken the house keys? Because I haven't. And that is the question that I asked just before the door is shut when she is inside. And she nods with a verbal agreement stating yes. With a nod and a yes, I am content. I step out, my wife steps out along with me, and so does my child. And we all go out and buy the necessary food that is required for the coming days. And there's also a requirement for some medicines that we have to buy, and we buy it from a medical shop. Because of the scarcity of the products, we have to check in multiple medical shops if the medicines are available, and it does takes a little time. So doing all this, it takes we spend approximately about an hour outside our house, and then we return. The moment we come back, take the lift, and once we're on the 10th floor of our building where our flat is, we try opening the door, and to my surprise, my wife didn't carry the keys with her. Neither do I have the duplicate keys. Neither there are keys with anyone else outside. And we realized that at 10:15 p.m. at night, on a lockdown when all the commercial buildings, all the commercial work is shut, we have kept our keys inside the house and we have locked ourselves out of the house. Now with that thought process, no matter, human beings are not perfect. I always speak about positivity, happiness, keeping yourself calm, being mentally sound. Even this situation, takes the best out of me and gets me in a negative zone where I get a little angry and I snap. Now look at the situation here. We are locked out, and I realize that the key is not being carried with my wife. So obviously the anger comes, you snap, and my wife also retaliates. There's a short time frame where we argue, whereas that time could have been utilized to get a resolution, right? So obviously at the end of the day, we need to find a resolution. So I go down, seek help of the security guard. We call the building admin supervisor and tell him what can be done because we are stuck out and we just can't stay out. We have to step inside the house. He gives us the number of a key maker and asks me, see if this guy can help, because only he's authorized to do key related work in this society. I call this guy up. When I call him up, it's almost 10:35 p.m. and I speak to him and ask him, will he be able to help me? With a very humble and an eager voice to help, he says, yes sir, I'll come right over. I ask him where you stay. He tells me the place where he stays, and as per my estimation, it seems it's at a distance of maybe 2 to 5 minutes from my place if you have to drive by in a car or in a bike or a motorbike. So I expect him to come in 2 to 5 minutes, but it takes 15-20 minutes for him to reach. It's almost 10:50, but in that meanwhile, I've called him thrice to know where he is, losing my patience, getting restless, getting more aggravated about the situation, and at the same time getting a little angry at this guy as well, thinking, why is he taking so much of time? When he enters, the first thing that changes in me is my emotion. The anger, the provocation that I've gone through, the aggression, it all changes into sympathy, looking at this guy sweat a lot, and ask him, what happened, sir? Why are you sweating and what took you so long? He's like, sir, the moment I got your call, I came running because I don't have a vehicle. And then I realized, okay, I feel terrible listening to that. And he was also stopped by the cops. He called up our security guard. The security guard spoke to the cops and the cops let him come. So he did come, and he sits right in front of the door, and he gets on doing his work of making a key that will open up the door. Looking at him, I get a little empathetic, and I strike a conversation. I ask him, how's it going at your end, because it's terrible out there. No commerce, no business. What exactly are you doing? And at that point of time, he says, sir, it's been 4 days. I'm praying to God to get a single customer so that I can feed my family and my kids. It's a lockdown. We just can't earn. We make keys and earn. People aren't stepping out of the house, and there isn't any business that I get out of it. My daily income helps me buy groceries, helps me buy food, helps me meet basic requirement that my family wants. And that is the time I break down, and I realized just some time back when that incident happened, and I relate to the incident that's happening right now. Well, if you think that the statement, whatever happens for good, is overrated, you are wrong. It's not overrated. Whatever happens, no matter what it is, it always happens for good, because I feel I was fortunate enough to earn some karma points by giving this guy the service that he deserves to get and pay him for that service so he can buy the basic requirement his family needs. So yes, what happened for good. There was no reason for me to bring in some negative emotions and get angry and get aggressive, right? And now we talk about hoarding a lot of food. Now, some people are lucky enough to buy a lot of food at one time and keep it at their house. Specifically during a crisis situation, if you do it, the daily income workers, specifically like this key maker, he works on a daily basis. He's not getting the income that he used to get earlier. He was fortunate enough to get the income that day by making the key and earning some money through us, because of which he was able to feed his family for 2 or 3 more days. Right? Imagine if you hoard a lot of food and this guy getting money goes to a grocery shop to buy some food, and if he doesn't find it there, you know what you're doing? You're impacting his life. So just be mindful. Do not hoard, guys. Think about the daily wage workers. Think about people like these, the underprivileged ones who are doing everything they could by working hard to earn on a daily basis. They're not able to do it right now because of a lockdown. Have some mercy on them. And if possible, always extend your support. And I did my part by extending my support to this guy by letting him know if he needs any assistance, feel free to reach out to me. I'll do whatever I can in my reach to support his family. I'm sure you guys will do the same. We all are Indians. At the end of the day, we all have to come united during a situation when people like these, who are actually suffering, we can help them, we can help their families by maintaining precautionary measures, by looking at all the aspects and ensuring they don't sleep hungry. A request to you all, do not hoard food. If people like these come in your lives, do whatever you can to make their lives a little better and let them know that they're not alone. You're there to take care of them. With that being said, that was my thought for the day. Train, transform, inspire.
And finally, we reach a point where you will be hitting the subscribe button located at the bottom right side of the video. And let's get connected digitally